afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today I got another one for you by Spinnaker. So Spinnaker, another Dartmouth brand, you know, everything under the Dartmouth branding has been fantastic. So, and the thing is, it doesn't really surprise me when it comes to watch quality. I know, and here we go, I'm gonna ramble a little bit. I know that a lot of the folks out there who are maybe don't have a huge collection of watches and aren't really familiar with what is available in the market think that when they watch some of the usual suspects on on YouTube, and when I say usual suspects, I mean the big time watch review shills, right? There's lots of now remember, I don't think there's anything wrong with making money off YouTube and making money off referral sales. I do it myself. But there's a dishonesty that comes with a lot of guys reviewing watches on YouTube. And they paint the picture that you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get exceptional quality, right? Now, I'm not saying, like I always say in every video, that there is not a difference when you spend $10,000, $20,000 on a watch. But those infinite differences are microscopic. You're not going to pick up an affordable watch and pick up a Rolex. And again, I don't want to overgeneralize. There are some you will pick up and say, wow, all right, this Rolex really feels amazing compared to this. But most of the watches, what do I always talk about when it comes to quality tiers, right? You have, here's your crummy quality watches, and we're not going to use price to determine that because let's face it, price when it comes to watches is all over the board. And it's all over the board because companies try to maximize profit. I get it, totally understand. But just because you pay more doesn't mean you're stepping up a scale in quality. It just really, you have to take each watch on a case-by-case basis. And that's really with anything in life, but especially with watches, because when you spend $200 for a watch, chances are you're getting exceptional quality, and for you to really objectively feel a difference between that and a super high-end luxury brand, I call BS on the whole thing. You may put it under a macro lens and see some real fine attention to detail, but when it comes to fit and finish, you have good or you don't. And when you have good, that insane, highly priced luxury brand watches, the quality doesn't jump to here. It jumps to like here, you know, and that's really the only difference. So Spinnaker, anything that you get under the Dartmouth brand, I feel confident saying you're going to be happy with. Again, that is subjective, but I've been very happy with the brand, and I think that you will as well, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. So Spinnaker, and what's really funny about Spinnaker is that you'll find guys who will bash other Dartmouth brands, and I know of all the different brands I've reviewed under them, the quality's on par across the board, right? It's all the same. When you start looking, like you see some of these other guys, we're not going to call them out today, but you'll see them like talk about how Invicta's garbage, or Aragon's garbage, or this company's garbage, or AVI8's garbage, right? They're crap watches, whatever, right? You'll hear them say that, but then on their website, they'll have referral links for Spinnaker. But yet, Spinnaker's okay. It's the same watch. They let their taste dictate what they consider quality, and that's really just a lie. And it really comes down to them being in cahoots with certain companies that they're recommending, right? Again, whenever I review something on this channel, it's going to be my honest review of the product, regardless of whether or not I bought it, it was sent to me, or I am an affiliate, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give you guys an honest opinion. And honestly, when it comes to value, and when we're talking value, I mean price value, that's for you to decide. It's not for me to determine and say, oh, well, I think you can get X brand over here for $100 less, so you should go with that. It really comes down to which watch talks to you, which one you like, and which watch you're going to feel great wearing, and where that fits in your budget. I can tell you, though, the quality for most brands is the same across the board. It just comes down to what you value, right? So let's talk about the Spinnaker. So this is the Bradner. I'm actually wearing it right now. Let me show it off real here. I'll throw some pictures up here as we're talking about this. I do get a couple comments once in a while where guys are like, we want to see the watch. Well, if you don't like this content, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to be a Karen and feel the need to comment and let me know how you want to see the watch. If you want to see the watch, by all means, look at the picture in one of the two corners here, or go to their website, which I always encourage everybody who is looking to buy a watch or finds interest in a watch that I'm sharing with you guys to go and look at it at the manufacturer's website. The links are always in the description. That's going to be the best way you can see the high resolution pictures. I shouldn't have to sit here and appease you. I'm sharing the product with you, showing you what it looks like on the wrist, giving you my taste, and if you say, hey, that's something I'm interested in, that's the little seed I'm planting to say, hey, go grow the tree now, and go to the manufacturer website and decide for yourself. I'm not here to appease every single person who's looking for the exact video style, right? If you don't like my content, don't watch it. Nobody's twisting your arm. But fortunately, almost 20,000 of you do, so thank you. So All right, so the Bradner. So let's get a couple close-ups here, and I will again throw the pictures up here. You can take a look at it. This is an automatic watch. I absolutely love the Spinnaker brand. Spinnaker brand, I would say, is if you care what the watch community thinks, I think it's definitely more a well-respected brand in under those micro brand watches than some of the other brands I reviewed in the past. I think. You know, and that shouldn't matter to you what other people think, because I can tell you the quality of Spinnaker, Invicta, Aragon, Bulva, Citizen, all the other hundreds of brands I reviewed, they're all the same, right? The most important checkbox, in my opinion, when you're looking at watches is, one, do you like it? Is it something you want to wear? Do you like cosmetically the way that it looks, right? After that, what is it made out of? If you're getting 316 stainless steel, there's not really much else you need. I mean, 316 stainless steel, as long as you're getting a 316 stainless steel bracelet, case, you know, function pushers, case back, you're going to get a high quality watch. Fit and finish, I gotta laugh. You know, fit and finish, these guys on YouTube talking about, these watch review guys, the fit and finish is exceptional. It's like, it's the same across the board. Like, you know, we are living in the modern world. Fit and finish, that discussion may have meant something back in the early 80s, maybe late 80s. When a lot of the stuff coming out of different parts of the country, the modern machining wasn't there, it wasn't as good, right? So you had to pay a lot of money to get a really great fit and finish in a watch, but we're not living in the Stone Ages anymore. We're not living in those days. Everything being produced, for the most part, is amazing. $50 replica watches are amazing. Brands like this are amazing. You're not going to pick this up and say, oh man, this is just crummy. It's amazing. Everything's perfect. I don't know what more you could possibly want in fit and finishing. It looks perfect. And guys get delusional when they're like, oh, the brush finish is better on a Rolex. No, it's not. You're making that up. That's your own delusional thoughts making that up. So this is an exceptional watch. 316 stainless steel. I love the way it looks. One thing that really drew me to this watch was what I'll call the grain of rice. Or the beads of rice, grain of rice, I've heard it referred to two ways, the bracelet. I really like that look. This is what you find on a Doxa. I really like that they use this rather than your same old classic Submariner style. You know, it's boring, right? I like it, don't get me wrong, I wear them, they're great, they're fun, but I really like the way that this bracelet looks. There's a lot going on with it, it's very flashy, hits the light well, mirror polished center links, and then brushed side links. We have a pretty nice thick case diameter here, or thickness, and then we have two function pushers. One is your crown, of course, that is screw down, and the other one is actually your inner bezel rotation. So this does have a unidirectional rotating bezel. It's just done underneath the crystal, which is pretty cool. I like when brands do stuff like this. Pretty cool. I'm not going to say it's, you know, any better or worse than a exterior style bezel, but just different, you know. I like it. What else? This is done in the all black face with that black bezel. Underneath the crystal like that, it is a matte finish, but because it's under the crystal, it almost appears like it is glossy, but it's not. Let me read you guys the specs on this here. For the important stuff, way to go, Spinnaker. And I will say Spinnaker does this on their watches. They list the movement, and this is something that they need to do with their other brands like Nubeo, RGMT, and the other brands that they make, right? They need to list the movement type. So this one here is powered by the time-tested, trusted NH35 TMI automatic movement. That's your Seiko NH35. If you're getting a watch with an automatic NH35, you're getting, I mean, it's an exceptional watch, right? You don't need anything more. Remember one of the videos I did where Richard Pratt Watchmaker regulated a Invicta NH35 driven Pro Diver to Rolex specs, right? +1, +- seconds. So, I mean, again, if you know, that's enough. You don't need anything more than that, you know? I hear guys talk about accuracy. Well, if you want accuracy, buy a quartz watch. My $2 quartz watch will be more accurate than any automatic watch. 42mm case diameter, I think, you know, a lot of times 38 to 44 is kind of like what I consider kind of a smaller watch. It's not. It's like what I would consider your normal size watch. 40, I think, gets a little small. I think 42 is a perfect size for really anybody. It's not too big. It's not too small. You're getting a watch that you can actually see on your wrist. It doesn't look like a kid's watch. Again, nothing wrong with that. If you like smaller watches, by all means, wear what makes you happy. You know, I just think 42. I will wear 40, but that's kind of my limit. 42, perfect. Lug to lug, 50mm, and you have that case thickness of, what do we got here, 15mm. So nice tall wrist presence, nice thick and chunky. Bidirectional, excuse me, I misspoke, it's a bidirectional inner rotating bezel. It does have a sapphire crystal. That's a checkbox for many folks. For me, don't care. Never scratched a watch. You know, I wear my watches on a daily basis. Never scratched one. You know, I just don't think it's really all that important. But if it is to you, by all means, buy what, you know, makes you happy. It's your money. I don't want you to buy a watch because I tell you to buy it. Buy it because you like it. If you see this video and you're like, oh, I kind of like the looks, go to the website, check it out, make your own decision. Be a grown-ass man. 2-year international warranty, 180 meters of water resistance. You have that 20 millimeter bracelet width on this with the fold over safety clasp, dual push button deploying clasp, and it is milled, of course. Some folks, that is a checkbox for some folks. I do think a milled clasp has a little bit nicer, more refined look, but it's not a deal breaker for me. That crown again is screw down, but your rotating bezel knob is not. So always a little odd when I think they put a screw down crown on a watch that does have a function pusher or function I don't know if it's called function pusher in this case, but another knob on the watch that is not screw down. So it kind of defeats the purpose of that extra water resistance. But again, who cares, right? You're getting 180 meters of water resistance. And that's about it, really. I mean, pretty straightforward, great looking watch. This is the all black, and they do make a green. And I'm looking at the green right now because it looks like the black might be out of stock. If you get the green, you're going to have a real dark kind of OD green. I'd say it's a little bit darker than OD green. It is almost like a sandpaper texture dial. You probably can't see this by this video, but that inner bezel is going to be that matte black. If you do get it in the blue, and the blue is another option I almost went with, that one's going to give you that blue inner rotating bezel, and then of course the blue face with a little bit of like a champagne inner, looks like it's like your minute indicator. So pretty cool. The blue is pretty nice too. I mean, they're both nice. Black is always a safe bet, but great looking watch. Love that bracelet. Very similar like your Doxa's, which is, you know, the main reason, one of the main reasons I like the Doxa brand. And for me, I have the homage. Never spent $2,000 on a Doxa, but you have the homage watches like your Tactical Frog, your Pagani Design. I've reviewed those before. You do have a similar bracelet. It's not actual individual, we'll call it grains, but on those two watches, it's not on this too. So basically your center link is actually 3 grains, we'll call them, kind of fused together, right? I think that's what we got here. Looks like it's, it might actually be 6. Yeah, it looks like there's 6, if I'm looking at this correctly, 6 fused together. So you don't have the individual grains, but, you know, you get the same look. And what is it, you know, some guys will be like, oh, it's not as comfortable. Looks like, dude, come on, give me a break. This watch is comfortable. I mean, again, that is subjective. If you're very sensitive, you know, I mean, you know, trigger warning here, you know, if you're really sensitive, you know, I mean, maybe it's gonna, I can't imagine this would bother anybody. Anybody would make a big deal about this. Once it's on your wrist, you can't, what's the difference, right? So that's about it. I'm going to read you just what they state in their little description here. It says, truly iconic, the Bradner is a captivating performance sports watch. It is famed for its 3-dimensional inner turning diver bezel and neo-vintage styling. I kind of get that. It does have kind of a neo-vintage kind of styling. Housed in an ever-reliable, robust, and stylish timepiece. So, you know, they create their little spiels, but I think it's a great looking watch. You know, I definitely think it's one for your collection, and I think for the price, you know, you really can't go wrong here. The Pacific Blue is actually a little bit more, surprisingly. It's $370. If you want to pick up the green, we have that on sale, or not we, or they have that on sale for $229. So unfortunately in the black, I don't see the black, but that may pop back up. But I do find that Spinnaker is always having sales. So also I will put a coupon code in the description. I forget what it is, either 5 or 10% off. Take advantage of it. I do believe the coupon code works even on sale items. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to see for yourself. So without further ado, let's throw in the wrist. While I'm doing that, I'll just show you the box real quick. All the Spinnaker watches that I've reviewed for the most part, there are a few exceptions, come in this kind of gray and navy blue, almost like canvas box. Open it up, you know, your pillow, pretty basic. Nothing really to write home about, but that's their presentation. Here it is on my 7-inch wrist. I weigh about 182 pounds. Again, 7-inch wrist and about 5'8". So this is what it's going to look like in a guy my size, my height, and my weight. you can see a 42 millimeter is, you know, I mean, it's perfect. You know, it's I think the most wearable. Although, don't get me wrong, you guys know I wear the big Sea Hunters and the big Aragons, and even the Bulova Precisionist is larger than this. But, you know, I mean, it just really... That's the nice thing about having affordable watches in your collection. You can buy many of them and wear what you feel like wearing based on your mood, based on what you're doing. You know, I would never want to go out and spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on one watch where that's my watch. That's it. That's all I got. You know, I just don't see the fun in that. And for me personally, watch collecting is about accessorizing and about fun and adding new additions to your collection. It's really hard to do that unless you're really well off with really... high-end luxury brands. But again, buy what you like, buy what is going to make you happy, and you know, give this a go if you like the way it looks. Click the link in the description, check it out, and if I can help you guys in any way make a decision, by all means, I am always here to help. Drop me a comment, drop me an email, I'll always respond to you guys. So anyway, folks, have a great day. Do subscribe to the channel, but if you do subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime that I upload a new video. Currently, I'm uploading every single weekend, so you might find Wednesdays and Saturdays, but for the most part, always Saturdays, but you may catch those midweek drops as well. So thanks for watching, have a great day, and take care.